it's recorded, because we definitely want to make sure that we can have this to utilize and commemorate this amazing presentation we're about to have. So welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be able to present you the two presenters for tonight, which are Dr. Obom Bowen, my mentor, someone who I pretty much call dad, to be honest at this point, and also Dr. Travis Fox. Now, both of these gentlemen are people who have such an amazing impact and who are actually founding members, ambassadors, creators of this fantastic platform that we're all here to discover today. And if you're new here, definitely give me a heads up or give me a little thumbs up within the chat and the comments if you're new, or if you don't have access to your phone and you can't type an emoji, just say me, because we'd love to be able to welcome you and welcome you to our family. So without further ado, Dr. Obom, I'm going to start with you. Dr. Obom is actually a retired Marine. Now, he earned not one, not two, but 3 Purple Hearts, which is absolutely incredible. You can't serve at a higher level than serving your country. Now, Dr. Obom is actually also someone who I had the opportunity of meeting through one of his high-level masterminds, because he worked with companies such as Walmart, Walgreens, Chevron Oil, where he's been the hidden figure behind a lot of their success. And he's just now starting to come out to the world a little bit. So we are super lucky to have him here. He actually has built multiple 7-figure businesses with himself and his wife, Anna, that we very much love and got to see a sneak peek of at the beginning of the call with their amazing daughter, Miracle. And this man has honestly just made such an impact on the lives of every single person, I think, on this call, who know him, heard of him, you know, maybe even had an opportunity to have a chat with him. So I'm so excited to be able to have him share part of the presentation tonight. And then I'll say again, Dr. Travis Fox. He is actually someone that I have just recently had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know through ASCIRA. And this man is incredible. Just his energy brings up the vibration of the whole call, which is so, so awesome. And I mean, both of these guys are super sexy dudes. I mean, we all have to admit that, right? So again, Dr. Travis Fox, he is actually an Emmy Award winner. He is an actor, a producer. This man has done it all. So we are so excited, and we're blessed really to be able to have him as a special guest once again for this amazing presentation. So without further ado, I could talk about these two for so long. I'm going to pass the mic over to Dr. Obom and Dr. Travis so they can wow you with their presentation about ASCIRA. So Mike is over to you.
Awesome sauce, boss. Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, AKA Miss Steph Money, my daughter, thank you so much. I'd be remiss if I didn't say a few kind words about her. But as you see her pictured there, as part of the leadership team we have here, Stephanie is definitely a young lady my wife and I adopted because she's extremely down to earth. She loves helping people. She herself, I'll talk more about her in the end, but because I'll stay here and just blush. But I want to get myself and most of the formalities out of the way so we can just jump into the day, and Dr. Fox and I will just have a chance to fox you up today and have some fun. We're going to have a blast. But just from left to right with part of the leadership team here, Ms. Vasana Patel, big old smile on her face, is the CEO of Global Operations for the OB Mastermind, which is my company, and how I actually got introduced to ASCIRA, because I was looking to put the work that we were doing already, traveling around the world every weekend in a different country, sharing what we're doing, but traveling was getting really aggressive and taking me away from my wife and my daughter. And my wife said, you need to find a way to put this stuff online. So when ASCIRA came into play, I was like, it's a no-brainer. And Fasan and I said, yes, we're gonna pursue this. Vinny, my favorite person in the world, just so everyone knows. If it wasn't for this man, I would not have found my wife, and I wouldn't be alive today. Served 30 years in the Marine Corps, and then Miss Annie Koshi, who we know as the digital ninja. She's a ninja all around the world, but just a beautiful soul, wonderful entrepreneur. And Stephanie, you already know, and then Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel with that smile on his face. Great guy, excellent and amazing trainer across the world. But today we're not here to talk about none of these amazing people, just an amazing opportunity. But before I do that, what I want to do is take just simply about 2 minutes of your time and show you what we're all here to talk about today in the form of this video. Take 2 minutes of your time so you can just get as excited as we are before we jump into the meat of the information. So let's do that for a second right now. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's mainly what I wanted to share with you before we jump into the information. So without any further ado, who we are, why are we all here, why are we so excited? It's because of the company we're going to talk to you about, ASCIRA. And ASCIRA is really a social lifestyle learning community. For whom? For two demographics or two categories of people. And the first one, most of you that have been invited on here today, you fall into this category. You're pretty much a professional speaker, an author, a platform speaker, you're a leader, or you're an entrepreneur looking to either diversify yourself now with what's going on in the economy and what's starting to happen. So as Stephanie mentioned earlier, I'm going to be going back and forth with my partner here today. But before we jump in and I turn the mic over to him, I want to tell you just a quick bit about Dr. Travis Fox. So Stephanie already did, but if you didn't know, and you probably see some of the movies and things that he's either done, acted in, participated, produced, or directed himself, here's what I can tell you most importantly about Dr. Travis Fox. He's a devoted father. And just like me, he is one of the greatest goofballs you'll find. So we're going to have a blast today. And I just want to get myself out of the way and say, Dr. Fox, let's get foxy and going. Are you still on the line, my friend? Let's jump into it and take it away.
I'm here, Dr. O. Thanks, man. Can we change the screen? I'm going to blush over here, and I'm worried. Thank you, man. I mean, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Stephanie. As always, you're beyond a charm and champion.
Blush again.
I'm blushing, but you stop. You're killing me, Smalls. Stop. At any rate, yes, thank you. Those are some of the things I was involved in. There's many other things, but the thing I'm really involved in and very happy about that Dr. O and I are teamed up on, and many of you are here to talk about, is ASCIRA. And what we're doing at ASCIRA Academy is truly changing the world, because most of us, let's agree, and I can speak for myself, even though I am a producer and director, I'm also an ex-doctor. Dr. O is the real doctor. I just play one on TV now. He actually gets to use his in front of his name. You know, I don't do that anymore because I'm not as smart as he is. I got the looks in the family. He got the brains. So that's how our brotherhood works. But more importantly, ASCIRA is really changing the world about how we teach. And so I have the wonderful opportunity. I actually serve on the ASCIRA Academy Advisory Content Board. I'm also one of the producer directors that captures for our content providers. And part of what we do is we actually change the model. See, one of the things that really excited me, and Dr. O is going to get in this in a second, is all of us in some form or another have a great message. We're all great teachers in some form or another. And two things that I would invite you to, as you go through this process, to really just narrow down your message. One, don't worry about being a well-rounded person. I want you to be a master, super focused, high message teacher, because that's what we're looking for, what's going to make the academy even more dynamic than it is. But two, what's it like to actually grow a business? For most of us, all of our businesses for the last 30 years who have been in this business, I've been in it for 30 years, speaking for myself, dating for myself. Ooh, oh, I just dated myself. Ooh, I don't like that.
You sure did. You sure did.
At any rate, yeah, I did, right? Oh, man. Stephanie introduced and said, wait a minute, I was like, oh, I just went one step further, went 30 years. So this was my 30th year in this business. And I'd say the biggest thing is that it's so eat what you can kill kind of business, right? I mean, you're either speaking at one stage where you could be, you're always constantly pushing some sort of experience, but you're not getting an ongoing business model. ASCIRA has sought to solve that problem and has. We've done it on multiple levels, and I'm going to let Dr. O talk about that more dynamically, but at the academy level, imagine having your message modulatized where you're interacting with the people that are consuming your content, but also too, you're truly teaching in a way that's never been done before. It's interactive and continuing to participate at all different levels. That's never been done before, family. It's something I've thought to change for 30 years. Even in my own academy, I've never been able to pull it off until now with ASCIRA. So that's what we're going to go through. So Doctor, I'm going to turn it back to you and tell them why they're here, why it's important for them to be a part of this, your show.
Absolutely. And you know what, Travis, I'm glad you set some of that, basically setting the context of, you know, what we're going to share here in the content. But we want you to be one of our content providers. If you're a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, or a coach, and you want to be able to be branded on a global platform, we want to put you in front of our audience. And this is how you'll get a chance to do it, going through the process. And that, you know, Travis and I will go back and forth. But here's the deal. To be one of the members on our platform, where you get to, in a sense, turn your knowledge into profits to a wider audience, this is what you're focused on doing already. But ASCIRA, our content providers are you, those who are highly passionate about your material, about your work, about how you perform, about your message, the clarity and the focus that leads to giving you the life you want to change the world. So we want to help you in our community, basically grow your brand, inspire the world, and join our community where you can actually start to then profit on a larger scale for what you're doing, to be able to actually plug into our community. And I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, there's no other company in the world that wants to take a professional and give them, in a sense, access to our master list. No one is doing that. We're giving you access to our academy. We're giving you access to our community, and that's where it all starts. So here are some of the other professionals like yourself around the world, from the Y guy, Gary Vaca. You might be familiar with him. One of my newest friends and favorite person in the world now is Cindy Wang, right, out in Taiwan, who is an author, speaker, and she is a phenomenal young lady. And then Carlos, I'm now getting to know. But think about you as one of our speakers being on our platform. You know, you might have some questions, so I'm just going to jump through those for you really fast and share. So some of the typical questions that people ask is, you know, how do I get started in the application process? And instead of going through these one by one, I'm just going to pass it back over. It's a tennis match. Ball is back in your court, Travis.
Swing and a miss.
I love that face. I missed. Oh man, I have to hit it a little harder.
Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna do, family, for those of you who are great content providers and want to become deeper content providers, you're gonna go through a quick application process. Again, there are several of the board members, and all of us have a very specific niche that we come from. I'm one of the unique oddballs because I come from all four corners. Producer, director. I'm also been a speaker on stage most of my life. I've done 14,000 hours on stage, and also too, I'm a teacher at heart. I have my own academy that I teach, just like Dr. O. We do a lot of things together. So I come from all four places. So one of the things I really try to aspire is, when we're going through the application, is what is your message? Be very clear. One of the things that I really invite you to do is get your message down to a niche and say, this is what I want to speak on. If you want to speak on on equine therapy, for example, one of the content providers we had, or if you want to speak on, hey, how to deal with a divorce and work through that, be specific. Like, hey, that's one of the things that I would work through, because one of the times I see really great teachers, family, and this is what Dr. O is really going to help you out. He's fantastic at systematizing, and my job is to take that system and make it a great message. That's what I do really well, and I love doing it. I love building companies just like him and brands. However, when people say, well, I just want to be a coach, or I want to help people live a better life. Okay, smile and wave. Right? That's great. You can help them do that. But this is about teaching. This is about taking the essence of you, this thing that you've worked for, how much schooling you've gone through, education, your experiences, put it all together and really put it in a great module. Because we were looking for not just one video, because it's not about videos. It's about interactive teaching. It's really about 20 and the system. So think of a story arc. Tell us about your message. And this is the key one, family. And if you need help with this, reach out to Dr. O or myself. We will gladly help you why you need to be a part of this. When you send in your video, please do not send in a highly produced video. Okay. I'm an editor. Matter of fact, my partner is on this call right now, Jamie Knapp. He and I have worked together for 10 years. He's an Emmy award-winning editor as well. We know stylization when we see it. We want to see you. The days of super producing are over. Okay. When we're talking about you, we want to know you. You want to hang out with Dr. O and I, you're getting it right here and right now. This isn't us acting. This is us just being the goofballs that we are. He's a nerd. I'm a dork. There you go. Welcome to the party. Now, the difference is when you say, no, yeah, or I'm the nerd, you're the dork. Well, whatever. one way or the other. My point is when you send in this video, 3 minutes, tell us who, what, where, and when. It's really that simple. It doesn't need to be stylized. I see a lot of people spending a lot of time trying to give me a stylized video. It doesn't do anything for us, family, because this is about your teaching, educating, mentoring, training, or being a speaker in that space. If you really come from that, you're really going to snap home. And again, this is about someone and all of you who really wants to take your message to the next level, because what Dr. O said is absolutely correct. You can have the best message in the world. You can be the most dynamic teacher that ever been and walked on the planet of the earth. But if nobody's watching, who cares? We're going to give you our worldwide audience for zero. Right. And it's way in the thousands, people. This isn't, hey, we're going to give you 10 people. This is a warm market that's looking to learn. They want to consume your content. And this is a binge style consumption. This isn't one and done. This is you. And you get to interact with them and then take them where you want to take them. So it's really going to take your brand to the next level. I'll throw it back to you, Dr. O. Take it from there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Travis. And you know what you said, it's in the thousands, and I want to quantify that for some people. The average content provider, it could cost ASCIRA anywhere between 10 to 18,000, right? So here are some of the questions people ask us all the time, like how long is the course? What does it cost? It's, as Travis said, it's modularized. So anywhere from 10 to 20 modules in there for you, your video, anywhere from 180 to 220 minutes. But when you're looking at that, the story arc of it and getting it done, it's how you actually edutain individuals. The digital audition that Travis talks about, this covers it. So let's go to like the last few questions, which is very important. How long does it take for approval? That's normally, give it all the way up to 30 days, because there's so many folks who are hitting us up right now. And with the board, we're busy going through the approval check. And here's part of the process. When you submit all the information that you need from your websites, from your social media plugins, we actually investigate who you are. We check you out just to see, like, maybe anybody could pay someone $300 to $500 to put, as Travis says, a nice fancy video together. But then we check you out and see that you might not be who we want in the academy. So we want to make sure that all those things are rounding up. Like, do you get remuneration? Yes. How? In the form of us marketing and advertising you to our platform, which will be going beyond 1 billion folks. And we'll talk about that more. So it's really important to understand the give that we're having here, because it's givers gain. And the application we'll be looking at, in specifically your application, you'll be having the opportunity to work with us. So this next slide tells a little bit about, and I have the one and only Mr. Travis Fox himself on today just to share with you, because he's one of the content review board individuals. So I'm just going to turn it over here to Travis for a second to just talk about that whole process, the importance of why now, and the importance of why us. So Travis, you want to take that away?
Yeah, glad to, Doc. Thanks. And so Thanks for letting me be on the presentation, Dr. I really appreciate it. And thank you again, Stephanie, for the wonderful introduction and your whole team, as always, class acts. And thank you for my staff that showed up today. Guys, I know you're super busy, but thanks for showing up and listening to Doc and I'll have a little bit of fun. But for you, the people here who are new, it's really important to understand that each one of us on the content review board has a very specific angle and presentation. So for example, just to put a finer point on it, this weekend, I'm actually headed off to Colorado to do a capture for 2 of the new content providers that have been approved. So you'll put the application in, we all review it. And as Dr. O said, yes, we do review you. So it's because it's easy to put 1 video up or put 1 or 2 up on YouTube and say all of a sudden they're content providers. We're looking for the people that are good and are ready to go to great. We're great, who are ready to go to excellent. Those are what we're looking for. All of you are here for one of those reasons. Now it's to determine you, what do you want to bring to the world? What is the legacy of you, the real you? The stuff that the essence that you don't want to, if you die tomorrow, you leave it here. Leave it all on the stage because this is the thing. So once we review it, we all agree and we vote. If it's a unanimous vote, we're going to immediately reach out to you. We're going to have a call with you. We're going to architect, all puns intended. I'll help you design the set, design how we're going to shoot it, what makes it work really well for you. And then you'll get your shoot date. And then we'll actually come and capture you. Now, here's the really cool part. And I'm going to preempt this for you, Doc, is we actually absorb all the cost to present you to the world. Now, I'm a producer director. I can tell you point blank, I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you right up front. If you engage my production company to come produce you, it's a minimum $25,000 before I even talk to you. Not because I'm all that in a bag of chips, just because it's a time sequence and you have to bring our crew. So think about this, just the capture alone that we're doing, that we're already investing in you, and we're going to hand you our audience, and we're going to help grow your brand. And that's how the process really works. And then from there, you get to work with amazing people. There's a whole lot more of amazing people on this call than myself who are going to help you build that brand. Dr. O is definitely one of them. Myself, Benny, Stephanie, these got all, Rob, Connie, all of us have been in this space a very, very long time, and we all are out helping you become that. Because why? ASCIRA is really a company for the people. It is truly a different model. And from that, I'm going to throw back Dr. O because he's going to tell you why.
Absolutely. And you know what, Travis, by the way, you are that and a bag of chips with Doritos, to be exact. The onion flavored Doritos. For those
onion flavored, nice.
Onion flavored Doritos, it's like it's there. And a Coke too. But I thank you for sharing that, Travis. Definitely, because for those of you, once you've been accepted and you've been shot and you've been done, you get actually listed in our course catalog and you get to join the hall with some of the most amazing minds, brands, teachers, you name it, around the world. And as you see here, all the way from blockchain technology, mastering sales, empowered leadership. So this is what some of the folks in our academy looks like. Just a little overview of the academy. Check out how clean and beautiful that is, right? But look at that gentleman, handsome gentleman at the bottom in the purple shirt there, Dr. Obom Bowen. I like that guy. He is just gorgeous. I love him. Anyways, so my course on human behavior psychology, that's in the process in here. So if you slide through, you see all the other folks that's already been accepted. One of my other very good friends, Mr. Robert Raymond Riopel and Darren Kidd, their 2 courses just phenomenal, right? Dave Doyle, his courses is pretty amazing too. And Gary Vaca, the Y guy, is just so important. And our founder and CEO, John Sotor, is talking about vision because it takes vision, a visionary, to create a company like this. And we'll talk more about the business side of this after this here. But I just wanted to take you through as we go through really fast. I'm going to spend too much time with this, but you can see you'll be added to this as well. But let's take a look behind. Say, picture yourself in Robert's position, because some of the stuff you submit, this is how we're going to market you within our academy, within our community, to help. So let's say, for example, this was your course. If your course was the authority key, here's the description of it in the first slide and your intro video or the sizzle reel that tells about the course. And then each module as it goes through for Robert's course, all the way down to the last part, which then tells about Robert, AKA you, where he's from, what Robert's about, and then how to actually, now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to slow down here for a second because this is what Dr. Fox was talking about. We are going to position you in front of our audience, in front of our community. And if they want to move forward to work with you one-on-one, which, by the way, ASCIRA doesn't take any of the funds or even ask for any of it when our clients or students want to work with you. So this is powerful if you're looking to build your brand all around the world. But let me give you a little bit of a glimpse into what our community looks like for the average person and avatar. You'll see we have our own social media platform that tied in there, which is completely gamified, right? So it looks very similar to Facebook. I wonder why. because we're going to be better than Facebook though. But it shows here's Super B's backgrounds. Someone was trying to pop in and it popped up on my screen, so it distracted me there for a second. Squirrel. Anyway, so if you look over here to the right-hand side, which is a rolling soliloquy where it says the best learn now, legendary success, all the new courses will be popping up on that feed, just like on Facebook when they have ads, but it's all about the new courses and people coming in. So if you're wondering, you know, well, how will everybody know when your course comes out? We will tell the community and the community will know. And you will become the most popular courses by viewership and popularity when anyone loves your course, because they'll be talking about it and sharing. I'll show you how in a second. So as you look to see how all this is, you look over here on the left-hand side, shows all the courses that Super B's already plugged into and she's checking out, how she's commenting and you know, taking poll, just the same as social media. Plug, post, share, images, whatever, it's all there. Our community is the exact same. This is what her dashboard looks like when you have and see how many courses, 52 hours that she's already been plugged into, where she's from, where she's at, post, achievements. So the whole system is gamified, checks out her activity, all that stuff in there to see what she's doing. But here's what's powerful. What's powerful is the courses that she's looking at and she's subscribing to. It shows you a percentage of what she's already watched with all the different shows. As you can see here, with mine, there was 20%. On Steve, there's 40%. On Hugh Paul's, you know, 20%, so on and so forth. So it goes through and she can keep track. And that's how we know it all about her, who she's following, who's following her. But this is one of my favorite parts. The note-taking section. Why is it important? Imagine having this on your phone or your device or your computer where you're taking notes. But one of the things that ASCIRA will also be doing, besides being in the online space, we're bridging the digital, virtual, and the physical together. Imagine going to one of the live events, taking notes in the same place so you don't have to lose that book or something. It's on your phone, keeps it in the same area. Go to an event. Maybe you can even have the person autographed in your space and your notes digitally for you. But wherever you're taking your own notes on the courses throughout the life of the course, or you, when they start to follow your journey, it's very important. Doing their own personal case studies, resources, library, useful links like your websites and things like that to keep track of it. It's very important to know that ASCIRA is starting this with you in mind. So I want to take you on a deeper dive looking at Darren's course. So you see, same as like with Robert, but now let's look inside of what the course looks like when you start to actually look at it and where the tracking comes down. You're looking at Darren's course. Here you have the path, which are basically the different modules, and you'll see it and learning what Darren is teaching. You're enjoying it. But most importantly, on the other tab here, you see I have 3, path, learners, and discuss. On the learners section, you see right now she was the only one that was looking at it. But imagine when there's 200, 300, 400, 1,000, 10,000 individuals here learning that are connecting and talking about you, talking about your course, talking about what you're doing, and you can get involved in that. Even in the discussion, they can post messages, images, take a poll, different, whatever it is, break the silence by starting the conversation. The whole process is gamified. And these are the things that help rank you in our community. So when you become the most popular around the world, and right now, listen, when I say around the world, we're not just talking, even though we launched on March 1st, that we're barely getting into the market. We're in 63 countries already and growing faster. So what happens when someone finishes your course, or you know what, they didn't finish it, but they say, you know, I want to check this guy out some more. So they click on your Facebook tab and boom, they find you on Facebook, whichever Facebook page you link, your personal or your business page. And obviously from Darren's page, you can see he loves to have fun. I was actually at that event where he did the dance off on that stage, but you got to see more of his personality and what he is and be able to plug into him and connect directly. Now from here, if you're a speaker, trainer, entrepreneur, trust me, no other company is doing this. They're not going to position you in front of their audience to buy something outside of the platform where you get 100% of the proceeds. That has never happened. It probably never will, but that's what happens when you have a giving heart. Givers gain 100%. And that's what ASCIRA is doing, giving you the opportunity not only to brand yourself, but earn 100% of your efforts and your ability by not doing a lot of Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, a lot of Google advertising like most of us in our businesses do. I own an agency and I don't even do as much because I got ASCIRA now. It's all good. So as you stay tuned to learn more about the live version, which comes out 100% for the rest of the world, October 1st, You're seeing it now because we are in the pre-launch phase. So for those of you who are a speaker, trainer, author, entrepreneur, that's what we're looking to do. That's how we're looking to put you on our platform. And now we're going to talk about the business side of it, the business opportunity. Well, how has ASCIRA then, in the last 5 months, grown so much? Thousands of individuals in 63 different countries, millions of dollars already earned in pre-launch. It's because of the opportunity. So what I'm going to do, instead of telling you all about the opportunity, again, I'm going to take a minute and 39 or a minute and 15, well, 2 minutes of your time to tell you about the opportunity here a little bit again. So let me jump into that because I know I'm excited. My heart's racing. I think Travis, his heart's racing too. So let's talk about the opportunity here for a second.
The world is evolving rapidly in ways never before experienced. People all over the planet are consumed with new technologies, applications, and social media. The internet today offers many opportunities to generate online passive income. But for most, it's just a dream. What if you were connected to a system, training, and support with experts that can show you the way, guide you step by step how to generate extra income, and help you secure your financial future? For the first time ever, people just like you, your neighbors, family members, friends, and coworkers can learn how to have a positive real-life transformation and get paid at the same time. Discover ASCIRA, the company for the people. A social lifestyle community with a vision to connect beyond 1 billion people around the world to give them access to knowledge, skills, training, and confidence to gain financial freedom and abundance right now. In just a few weeks, many people in ASCIRA in different countries are earning an additional income working from home right now. Whether you are just a beginner or you're a seasoned professional, we believe that you will appreciate this amazing opportunity. Are you ready for a life-changing experience? Join ASCIRA today and be part of the Beyond 1 Billion vision. Contact the person who sent you this video and discover now how you can have everything you need to create the lifestyle of your dreams.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I love that question. Are you ready for an opportunity of a lifetime? So, you know, before we jump into this, I'm just going to ask Dr. Fox to jump back in. And I'm going to ask you that question, Travis. But, you know, are you ready for an opportunity of a lifetime? I know the answer is yes, but why should they all be ready and excited just as we are for this opportunity? Unless I think Travis might have gotten kicked out. But once he's back, that's great. If he's not, I'm here. So let's talk opportunity. And I'll answer that question. Why should you be excited about the opportunity? Because, you know, just of what's going on in the world right now. The world is in a whole new direction and it's getting ready to shut down again. Europe is going bonkers. The United States is too. Several states are about to shut down again because of what happened with COVID. But the most important thing to understand is this: the world is not going back to what it was before. It's taken on a whole new turn. This is the new paradigm. But when it comes to opportunity, an opportunity is only an opportunity if you are able to seize that opportunity. So the opportunity that lays in front of us is being able to not only capitalize on what we are offering. So we're basically Netflix to growth and development in the world right now. We're the only platform offering it, and we're looking for the professionals like you. But here's the opportunity that ASCIRA offers. For those who decide to partner with us, you can earn up to 9 different ways. So you get to ask yourself, which I'll talk about in a bit, is this the right time for you? Is this the right place? Or maybe is it even the right company? But I'll tell you, just like business, the most important thing is always this: timing. Timing is more relevant to business, just the same as location is to real estate. So if you haven't thought about working from home, I'm going to pause there because you should have. Why? Because the world has been forcing us to do so. And most of us are frustrated. So if you haven't thought about working from home, here's a great opportunity to do so with those you love the most. And as my wife told me before, that I needed to figure out a way to actually put my work on a platform, and ASCIRA was the answer to that. So I was very, very excited. One of the questions, one of the things my wife and I was talking about today was a major question that popped up for us. And it's this: how many parents are actually going to become a homeschool teacher this year because of what's going on? Some folks, for the safety of sending your kids back to school, they come home, everybody's sick if they get COVID. And in that case, there's so many parents that are doing it now, but be able to get the recognition you deserve while spending time with your kids. That is available and it's possible now. So I see Travis is coming back in, which is really, really powerful to be able to travel the world when we're able to again, because we have something that answers that and gives you the financial freedom. So it's important. Let's talk first about what we're doing as a social lifestyle community, which I mentioned in the beginning. ASCIRA is doing what we call putting the 5 golden engines, if you may, that drives the world economy. So the global economy is driven by these 5 major engines right now. And the first one I'm going to talk about is e-commerce. I don't have to tell you too much about this because here's the deal. E-commerce, it was $29 trillion when we first put this company together and launched out March 1st. But within the last 4.5 months, e-commerce has tripled, which means e-commerce went up 83%. Ladies and gentlemen, all that simply means is this: if you or anyone that you know are doing the same thing that I've been doing, like not going to the store, buying groceries online now, shopping on Amazon, Alibaba, or from Facebook, it's like Facebook, they got me pegged. Every morning I wake up, it's something else. Whether it's Goalie gummies, whether it's Selvo, something, I'm buying everything from Facebook, not going to the store. E-commerce tripled in 5 months. Now the deal was for us at ASCIRA, we projected this was going to grow in about 5 years, but no one saw, well, at least in ASCIRA, no one saw COVID coming, right? So not going to go with the conspiracies, but no one saw COVID coming. This places us in front of the trend. And Mark Twain always says, find out where the world is going in business and get there first. That's how you make large profits. Leadership training, this is the space we're in, providing content with the best content providers in the world. With this on hand, if you look at it, it's over $1 billion a day, every 24 hours in training and development. Now ask yourself this, because the first 3 months when COVID hit, so many Americans, and I know other folks around the world, lost their jobs, which means they couldn't pay rent. And when we come back to the new world, because you can't go and learn most of the new information in a classroom, it's going to be done digitally. And that's exactly what we're doing, bridging the gap between the physical, the virtual, and now. Anyways, I'll leave that there because I'm very excited. And if you see the opportunity here, how we're bringing this all to happen so fast is through the network marketing industry. Every single time an economy goes down globally, or specifically in any demographic of the world, network marketing, the belly to belly, the table, the kitchen stuff, now it's being done virtually like all of us here, is the only industry that continues to thrive. It's over 190 billion. As I shared, we have our own social media advertising, advertising platform, which is tying into our community. This is like Facebook, $55 billion. It's incredible. And then last but not least, travel. Most of us are not doing it right now, but we are foaming at the mouth for travel because we want to go out there and travel as much as possible. Otherwise, those who are traveling are I call them traveling ninjas, because everybody get on a plane, you can't. Nowadays, it's the only time to walk around looking like a ninja without having anybody look twice differently at you. So as I alluded to several times, with this new world we're living in, this is John's vision to help us all discover it together, bridging the digital, the virtual, and the physical. Now, the vision is to go beyond $1 billion. And we're going to do that to build a business utilizing these 3 phases. So I hope Travis didn't fall off again. If he's still on, Travis, if you're still on, talk to us about the 3 phases, what we're doing, and how ASCIRA is going to bring this to bat.
I'm back now. I had to go run and get some chips and a quick Coke there. While the video was playing, I had to go do my thing. And so I'm back now, fam. So thanks for letting me do that. Yeah, the 3 phases is really powerful, important right now. Obviously, we're starting to build the global marketing team. And this is very, very powerful because right now we are in that space. And for the next roughly 60 days before, as Doc said, we go October 1, this is the time to start getting involved in that right away, because unlike anything else, and I've been a teacher trainer like Dr. O for going on 30 years. I'm a little bit older than him. In fact, I'm quite a bit older than him, which really is depressing, but I've been doing this since dirt and dinosaurs roaming the earth. And long story long is I have seen many companies. I've trained for many companies. I've had the opportunity to speak for many companies, but I've never really gotten involved with them because of that one thing or another. But this one has all 3 things lined up. So the timing is always perfect. And anybody who's been in any kind of business knows that there are 2 things that need to occur: timing and timing, period. And you have them right now. And then the second phase is the social media platform. The social media platform. Now, content providers. I'm going to wrap your head around something real quickly. I'm going to expand on this a little bit further than we normally do. How many of you actually have social media content platforms you provide content to? So just kind of wave your hand at me. All right. Okay. So that's going to be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. Hey, Martin, how are you, sir? All of those and more, right? You've got them all. Great. How many of you actually are getting paid to post that content? Yeah, that's what I thought. 0. So here's what you're actually doing. So people like Dr. No, and I love this when we're building companies, but this really stinks for us as content providers. You're providing all of your value every single day, building the valuation and quote unquote your audience, your following, only to turn around and have to pay to advertise not only to your following, but your following's following to see if you can find somebody. So the only person that's really making money on the upfront is the platform. Now think about that for a second. That means you're giving your best value away for free in the hopes, repeat, hopes. Now, if you all know what hope is, that means it's hope for the best, plan for the worst, right? So it's an implied doubt from the beginning that you're going to get your brand, your message, your brand out there. The social media platform where we're doing that is completely opposite. It's actually going to benefit you for bringing people to the platform, which is then going to lead to our most powerful part, which will come out part of next year, according to John and the board, which of course, Dr. O is a part of that, is e-commerce. Now, I have the pleasure, I have been involved in e-commerce. I had a very large e-commerce management company. I managed several hundred stores, built the system, the infrastructure, and I can tell you, it's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. ASCIRA has taken that equation to the whole new level. We already have multiple, hundreds of major brands already attached, hundreds of thousands of products already attached, ready to go, and it's going to be virtual. Totally different experience. We are going to change the world, and here's the best part. It's us and the brands directly, and it includes all the social media platform, and on top of that, you have a marketing team in a whole new way. These 3 things coming together, again, 2 things you need to remind yourself of, family: timing and timing. When was the last time you talked yourself out of something only to kick yourself in the butt going, oh, gosh, I should have known it? That's exactly what this is all going to be about. This is the trifecta. Dr. O?
Absolutely, Travis. And I think it's very important to get the most important thing down, and that's timing. So it's time to talk about travel. You know what? I'm really excited that you hit that on the head with everyone about the timing and the importance of it and being able to utilize social media to our advantage. On travel here, I'm not going to talk too much about travel, but ASCIRA Smart Travel gives you the ability to discover a whole new experience. But let me tell you a little bit about mine. So if you look down at the bottom where it says enjoy loyalty reward points, I love this. Reward points and loyalty, where you're going to travel, spend money, do whatever. Anyways, I have about 17 credit cards right now. My favorite of them all is my Hawaiian MasterCard Elite card. It's an Advantage card. It's a loyalty rewards point card. Every year, my wife and I put millions of dollars on that card. All our business's expenses on there, all our bills are on there, everything is on that card so that we can acquire the points. You're going to spend the money anyways, might as well be rewarded for it. Now, why do I do that? Because we get 4 beautiful round trip first class flights to Hawaii every single year, except for 2020. Because Hawaii right now is closed, but those points are occurring. I'm just saying, I'm probably going to use it to go to Dubai more often. Hello. So when you, right, exactly, Travis, when you look at that, the best way to travel is smart travel. You did get that Coke. I love it. See, now I'm thirsty, but I'm going to drink some liquid H2O, quality sunshine. But travel is important. So what you want to know here is we have a concierge service at no cost to you that you'll be able to help even when you want to do group events. Because I'll tell you, if you're in our community, you're not going to want to travel alone, especially when they open back up so we can go and travel and have fun. And last but not least, I told you we are going to bridge the physical together. Coffee is a big economic deal. Why? Because of all that it does. It's the second thing most consumed next to water. Now, here's the deal. I do not drink coffee, even though it sounds like I'm on coffee. Travis drinks coffee. My wife drinks coffee. I love my wife. So guess what? I buy coffee. And now I have the ability to actually profit from every cup. But here's the thing with coffee. It's not going to be in every market right away. It's only going to be in limited markets. Most of those we could talk about where it's going to be mostly in Asia right now because some countries actually require a physical product. So let's talk more about the business. Travis, you want to dive into the first few of them and the 9 different ways we get paid?
No, I'd rather you do it.
Sweet. Well, see, no, for those of you who don't know, no is a complete sentence and you should use it when you want to use it. And I didn't tell him to do it. I asked. So he answered in a full sentence. No. Here we go. So let's talk about the first way of the 9 that we get paid. You're cracking me up. First way is personal retail. So the personal retail bonus, 20% what you're actually taking away from what is brought to the table. When someone actually subscribes to our platform, which is going to be available September 30th, AKA October 1st, you earn the difference really simply between the wholesale cost and the retail price. This is very important to understand because this customer acquisition is the most essential part of ASCIRA. In fact, 80% of the income that we generate is going to come from customers. Think again of Netflix. You subscribe once, they get paid every month. And if you want to not pay Netflix, then you're not watching Netflix, right? So it's okay. But Netflix got smarter, which is why we learned from the Netflix model. In the beginning, it was only like 3,000 people, but Netflix had 10,000 people watching because that one person lent their account to everyone else, and Netflix learned, so now it's restricted. We have the same model. Personal wholesale, for those of you who see the opportunity here, want to partner with us, you can enroll as many people as possible. There are no limits, and you earn 15% as a wholesale bonus every time you personally enroll a new business partner with the business through one of our prepaid subscription packs. Now, here is why this is important. Because once you bring on your first individual, you actually start to do what is called building a team. Now, when you start building your team, it's important to understand that you can now start earning from team commissions, right? Team commissions is this: you earn up to 35% of your efforts, which is very, very important. So as you continue to build your team, someone else who invited you on here today, they're building their team too. And you'll be able to benefit just like they have the ability to benefit from the fourth way we get paid, which is the placement volume bonus. Again, you earn up to 35% of this. Now, what is this? This is you basically building your organization. Let's say I brought Dr. Fox on board. He's excited. He's building. I'm building a little faster than him. So a few folks spill over into his organization. From my efforts, he can earn up to 35%. Now, here's the beautiful thing. When I started learning wealth, I understood this. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Now, if I earn 1% of 100 people's efforts and that is 35%, oh, that's a lot of income. So I'm excited for that. As Robert would always say, cha-ching, baby. And this is one of my very, very favorite parts. I'm gonna slow down here. Here's why. Because the monthly subscription bonus, you also earn up to 35%. This is the subscription model, ladies and gentlemen, that actually offers you where 80% of our business will come in. So when you think of this, 80% of your income is now residual income. When I learned about residual income, I would run through a brick wall to keep it. Every one of my companies that I built, I always look to incorporate residual income. This is another great one where you can earn up to 50% on the matching bonus. Let me give you a simple example of what this is like. Say, for example, that Dr. Fox actually ran out and got that Coke from McDonald's, but you are the McDonald's manager and you trained the assistant manager at that McDonald's and you got promoted. You went so well, you went to another McDonald's and you trained someone else and they train someone else and they train someone else, and you're able to earn not only on the managers and supervisors that you train, but the ones they do to up to 3 generations. So basically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 stores. This is the exact same thing. Now, here's the deal why I use that example. If McDonald's attempted to do this, they'd go out of business. But ASCIRA is doing it for you. So I would say, if you would rather be safe and covered digitally and not go and wear a mask and not get up to 50% on teaching and helping others, partner here with us and you'll be able to partner and do that too. So the 7th way is one of my absolute favorite, because as you start to teach and grow and help build your team, you start to accelerate and advance through our rank advancement bonuses. And these are one-time bonuses. So you might ask, like, Dr. Okay, that's a one-time bonus. What's so great about that? Well, it starts and it incrementally grows all the way from $250 to $1 million one time. But if you add up the difference in the bonuses, it's over $2 million of bonuses. Now, this is a great bonus, $2 million. If you were to take 10 years to build this business and just got to these bonus, if you divide it up, it's almost as earning an equivalent of $200,000 a year for those 10 years. So I'll just leave that there and move on to this one. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm not upset, just a little bit upset with the lifestyle bonus, because my wife saw this bonus and she's like, ooh, that's mine. So this is her shopping bonus. This is why it's not my favorite. It's becoming, because I love my wife and I don't want to sleep on the couch. So I'll say it while she's listening. This is my favorite bonus. But this is what my wife says is her shopping bonus. Now, every time you requalified at your position with that one-time ranking bonus, all the way from silver and up, you can earn a monthly stipend of $300 to $10,000 a month. Now, from $300 to $10,000 a month is a great deal of income. And some folks might say, well, 300 isn't that much. Well, what would happen if someone was automatically taking out $300 out of your bank account every month? Well, what's the difference of someone infusing 300 into your bank account every month, or 10,000? That's, for some people, that's a whole different life. That's a whole different zip code. That's a whole different country. That's a whole different car. And you can use that lifestyle bonus for however you want to live your lifestyle. We all have lifestyle is how we choose to live it. This bonus gives you a chance to participate in that. Now, this is my absolute favorite. Travis, I know this is your favorite too, brother, because when you look at what this is, the 9th way we earn income here, the Diamond Globus Pool. You want to talk about this, Travis? Because I know it's your favorite.
No, you're on a roll. I love it. This is my favorite one, though, because when you get here, this is truly the power of, like Dr. O said, it's the power of leverage, but also it's a great club because you get 3% of the worldwide volume of all the diamonds working together. So while you built your team, you've done a great job building that. Well, all the other diamonds have done that, and all the diamonds get together and say, hey, let's share some of the wealth together. Show me something other place that does that, and let's go. But I haven't found it, and that's why we're here. This is my favorite thing, and I chase Dr. O all the time on this one to see who can do this one better. But so far, he's kicked my pants on that one. So dude, diamond goes to you, brother.
Let's go, brother, because here's the deal. I might have won this lap, but there's still a few more laps to go.
Well, good thing is, you run fast. I just run.
And you know who won the race? The guy who never stopped running.
That's right.
Keep running. I'm going to have to change my strategy. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we pay 9 different ways, but on top of the income, we want to give you an additional perk to life. So this is the Peak Performance Rewards Program, where we'll be having regional leaderships around the world, different areas and events, but then it gets a little more high end. When you get to the diamond position or above, which you see diamond starting as the 6th level, there's 15 of them. So there's lots of fun to be had. When you would have earned $1 million or more with ASCIRA, then you get inducted into our $1 Million Club. You get one of those amazing jackets. And yes, they do make them and tailor them to you and your body, specifically for the ladies as well. Ladies, you get a chance to join the club and look your best and have it tailored to your size and specifics. But with that, let's look at the ability to partner with us and how you can actually benefit from this. So let's talk about this. To be able to start with us and build a business, you can position yourself with what we call a Pro Pack, which is normally $1,700. This was available up until June 4th, but we extended the launch because the summer is normally a kick in the rear end for most folks. Also, COVID kicked in, and we want to be able to provide folks with the opportunity. This is literally almost 60% off, right? That you're getting for $4.99. And what do you get with this pack? A chance to activate your 3 marketing centers, business and centers with us 4 months of the ASCIRA Academy, 4 months of Smart Travel, which doesn't actually start counting for you until October 1st. So between now and then, you get access for free for the remaining 60 days, 1 convention ticket, and this is also upgradable to the Founders Club. Now, what is the Founders Club? There's only 1,000 of these left, or not left, I'm sorry, 1,000 available completely that will ever be. So, you know, I'm going to go back and forth with this one with Travis. For you, Travis, what's like the top 3 things that made you say, you know what, yes, to becoming a founder, and what's the value you saw in taking this on?
A great question. You know, being a founder is really about business amortization, right? I mean, when you really think about what am I doing? Okay, the number there you see on the screen, some people get intimidated by that number, but when you think about what you see on the screen, do the math on 18 months and do the launch. When you put the math together, all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, 18 months plus the 2 months we're currently in before launch, that's 20 months. That means for 20 months, all I'm going to do is build my team, build my business, and make money. And I don't have anything to deal with. That means I'm singularly focused. Now, any of you who are in the content provider business or in a business building your brand, the more laser focused you become, well, the more successful you become. But if you're off having to think about 40 other things, then you're a well-rounded person. I tend not to hang out with well-rounded people. I hang out with very laser-focused, masterful people, not unlike Dr. O and several of you on this call. And a founder is someone who says, okay, I get the value of this. I know that this is not a quick race. This is a marathon, but it can be a race and a marathon, and you benefit on both levels. And the Founders really gives you that, because all the benefits you see on the screen. And I've been producing events for 30 years, family. So I'm going to go from this side, and most people don't. But how many of you, just raise your hands for me, have ever attended a live event before COVID-19? How many of you know that the average ticket to an event now starts at $700 USD? Then you get upgraded into maybe a superior pack or a VIP pack or whatever. By the time you're done, you spent $3,000. But wait, there's more. You got to get there. Now with ASCIRA, here's a 2-pack. You get all of what we do in the ASCIRA side of travel that Dr. O talked about, and that in of itself is worth the savings. But more important, you get tickets to all of our live events when C19 is over. I get that, and it will be over someday. But that alone is worth the $5,000. You get that covered in 2, worst case scenario, 3 events. But wait, you get it. There you see it right there on the page. Don't take my word for it. Life. Now, I don't know about you. I'm old as dirt, but I'm going to be here longer than dirt. So I'm going to make sure that I'm at every live event, because Dr. O and I have fun just hanging out with each other. And like he said, it's a community. So when you think amortization of about value at 20 months for $5,000, it's nothing. It's really nothing. And if you just, like we talked about, run from the marathon space and just be consistent, do the blueprint that myself, Dr. O, and all the great team leaders, all of the people in the ASCIRA Academy, all of the board members, and the brand ambassadors have laid out for you, plus all of the leadership you get on the teams, it literally is a no-brainer. If I can use your words, Dr. O, it's a no-brainer. I know we're both in the brain business, but in this case, it's a no-brainer. And so for me, it was immediate. And I wasn't just 1 or 2. I was like, okay, I get this. This makes sense to me. And that's what really attracted me. Plus you see all the benefits on there that are just beyond outstanding. And where else do you get the opportunity to be a part of the soft launch, where you get on top of that? So what you're seeing on the screen is what happens after October 1. Well, maybe you guys haven't noticed, it's August. So that means you've got another 60 days. By that time, you could be in the Diamond Club. And I know Dr. O is going to tell you about that here in a second. Go for it, sir.
That's awesome. I'm not going to add anything to that. Thank you so much, Travis. I'm just going to move on, right? And pause here. So I'm just going to move on and pause there, because it's important to know that, you know, where you're sitting right now, if you've watched the information so far and says, you know what, it's a great opportunity, I want to get myself involved. I know a few people I want to get involved. Well, even if it's just as being a content provider, we want to welcome you to the family. We want to welcome you to the club of being a content provider. But you have, you know, really one choice. And that choice is, do you want in? Yes or no? And if you want in, connect back to the person that invited you on today, so that they can tell you what the next steps are. And if you don't, we thank you for your time. If you just want to hang out with us, you can anytime. Welcome back. We have an amazing community. You can come and watch Dr. Travis and I crack jokes at each other all the time. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to stop the presentation